Wenn dein iPhone nicht mehr den
If your iPhone doesn't last all day anymore and you have to charge it all the time, you might have to replace the battery. In this video, we'll show you how to get your iPhone back to life with a new battery. The repair is a bit more difficult because the display is heavily glued in place and you should plan about 30 to 60 minutes. We recommend the following tools for the repair. You can find the replacement battery separately or in a set together with the tools in our iDoc online shop. And now have fun with the repair. At the beginning of the repair, you should switch off your iPhone to avoid short circuits in the following steps. First, remove the pentalobe screws to the left and right of the lightning connector. Note that after a repair, the unit is no longer protected against water ingress as it was at the time of purchase. The display is heavily glued at the border. This adhesive ensures that the device is protected against dust and splash water according to the IP67 classification. The device opens to the side of the standby button. The flex cables of the display are located on this side. The flex cables are fragile and should not be overstretched. In addition, the display is hooked in at the top. This means that the display must first be pulled a little to the bottom to unhook it before it can be folded to the side. To remove the display adhesive, it is best to use a hot air gun or an ordinary hairdryer. The adhesive is located on the edge of the display. By warming up, you can loosen the display more easily. Now take the suction cup and place it on the display above the home button. Now pull the suction cup and simultaneously press a plectrum into the gap between display and frame. As soon as you have placed the plectrum between the glass and the frame, you can now move the plectrum once around the frame. This will gradually loosen the display adhesive. Make sure that you do not insert the plectrum too far into the device when loosening the display. Be especially careful up here, otherwise you could damage the display connection cables. If the display of your iPhone is heavily splintered, it is recommended to work with adhesive tape. Take a strip of tape and stick it directly onto the splintered display. This will make the suction cup hold better again. Slide the plectrum around the entire edge of the device and gradually loosen the adhesive. You can also heat it up again to make the glue easier to remove. Lever on the upper side to unhook the display. If the glue is loosened all around and the display is loosened at the top, you can now open the display. Be careful not to stretch the flex cables too far. It is best to lean the display against a stable object so that the cables are never stretched further than 180 degrees. Now disconnect the battery contact first to avoid any damage caused by short circuits. Loosen the 4 Y-type screws of different lengths. Apple introduced these special screws with the iPhone 7. Be sure to use a high-quality Y000 screwdriver, otherwise you run the risk of damaging the screws. Always make sure you don't mix up the screws. We recommend our iDoc magnetic pad for putting down the screws. Remove the cover plate and then loosen the battery contact with a spudger. Always use a plastic tool. Now you can loosen the connectors of the display. Be careful not to bend the connectors and damage other parts of the logic board. The first 2 connectors connect the screen itself, the backlight and the home button. The upper contact is for the front camera and earpiece. Loosen the 3 screws of the cover plate. Take the plate to the side and unplug the connector again with the spudger. When all connectors are disconnected, you can remove the entire display unit. The battery is glued in place with 3 adhesive strips. The adhesive strips can easily be pulled out with 3 tabs at the lower end. We recommend removing the taptic engine first so that the strips can be pulled out as flat as possible. The contact of the taptic engine is under a plastic cover. Loosen the 2 screws that fix the cover. Then remove the cover. Now loosen the contact and remove the 3 screws that hold the taptic engine in place. Then you can remove the taptic engine from the device. The adhesive strips of the battery run along the entire length under the battery. Only at the ends there are small tabs on which the strips can be pulled out. Lift the tabs with your finger or a pair of tweezers and pull them evenly but with a little force out of the device. Here we recommend a very flat angle so that the adhesive strips do not tear. If an adhesive strip tears, you can try to carefully lever out the battery. In this case, warming up the glue will help you again. Never heat the battery directly but instead heat the glue from the back of the device. For the last adhesive strip, it is important to hold the battery and the case firmly so that the battery cannot fall out of the device after removing the last adhesive strip. Once all adhesive strips are removed, you can simply remove the battery from the device. We recommend that you always glue the new battery with the adhesive strips provided for this purpose. This ensures that the battery is firmly secured in the device and can be easily removed again later. Turn the battery over and remove the blue foil from the adhesive strips. Position the adhesive strips on the battery and make sure that the tabs on the underside protrude. Press the adhesive tapes firmly and turn the battery over. Remove the small blue foil and fold the tabs over and glue them in place. Then you can remove the last pink foil and glue the battery into the device. Use the battery contact for positioning and make sure that the battery has some space on all sides and is not pinched anywhere. Slide the battery slowly into the device and press the battery firmly when correctly positioned. Now you can reinstall the taptic engine. Use the screw holes for orientation to position it correctly. Screw on all 3 screws and then reconnect the connector. Place the plastic cover back on. Push it downwards and screw it into place with the 2 screws. We recommend using a new frame sticker to restore the iPhone's protection against dust and spray water. Here in the video you see the iPhone 8. The procedure, however, for the iPhone 7 is the same. First, remove all old glue residue, so the new glue will stick properly. Note, however, that the iPhone will no longer be 100% water protected. Make sure the frame sticker is aligned correctly before sticking it on. Look at the corners to see which edge faces up or down. Position the film flush on the device and lightly press it on. Press down the glue all around. Now you can also remove the second protective film layer. Check again if the frame sticker is positioned correctly and press down again if necessary. Now take the tab and slowly pull of the last part of the protective film. Now you can reinstall the display in the device. First, connect the front camera. Place the display at the top, hold the contact in place and carefully press it on. Then you can put the display back into the sideways position. However, it is best to lean it against a solid object again so that the flex cables are not stretched too far. Then reattach the cover to secure the contact. Reconnect the other 2 connectors of the display. Start with the connector of the home button and then the connector of the LCD display. Try to position the cables correctly and do not slide over the connector. The connectors should snap into place with a light click. Now you can reconnect the battery contact again and secure all contacts with the cover plate. The cover plate is secured with 4 Y-type screws. Now you can finally attach the display. The display must first be hooked in at the top and then pressed down evenly on all sides. Fold the display over and carefully insert it into the guide. Then press the entire display down so that it snaps into the holding rails. In the last step, secure the display with the 2 pentalobe screws.
Dein iPhone
Your iPhone is fixed now and we hope it was fun for you. If you have any questions, just write a comment or check out the photo guide on our website. There you can also find spare parts and high-quality tools in our online shop. To support us, subscribe to our channel and give the video a thumbs up. See you next
Bis zum
time.
nächsten Mal.